What's good, yo? What's good? Your boy Mike C is Speak Ya Clout Podcast live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here with my brother, by the way, in Northern Ireland. My good brother Vodcrack is in the building.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
And as you know, when I outcast the Crumini review, I said we're going to Southside Jamaica, Queens with Onyx back the fuck up. Was ready, gung ho. But on Super Bowl Sunday last weekend, we got the unfortunate news that the legendary Dave AKA Trugoy, the Dove of the iconic De La Soul from the Native Tongues, has passed away. And I know he was battling congestive heart failure, but I'm pretty sure that's how he passed. He passed in a hospital. Probably was sickly for a few weeks or whatever. I don't know what happened. I gotta look into it more, but man, that hit me hard, man. It hit me like Prodigy. It hit me like fucking Sean Price because, contrary to popular belief, I don't talk about him a lot, but I'm a big De La Soul fan, man. Big De La fan. I got into De La at an early age, man. I remember I talk about it all the time. There was different VHS tapes my uncle had. Like one tape, he got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze on it, and then at the end, it's like Cypress Hill handling the pump. How I could just kill a man. Well, this other particular tape had a bunch of videos on it, and it had UTFO from the 80s. If you know who they are, if you don't, Google them. Yeah. That video, I forgot the name of the song, but they were on there. Like one dude's had a red jacket on, and right after that video was Me, Myself, and I. And
Wow.
big De La fan. Yeah. And my first tape I got was De La Soul is Dead. Then I went back and got the others, and I just was a diehard fan since then. Sticks is High is my favorite album. Down, my favorite album. I've been going on a little De La trip, listening to everything. I listen to all 8 of their studio releases, and there's only one I don't like that much, and that's In the Anonymous Nobody. But everything else is pretty much solid and great. To me, they got 4 classics and one like really, really good album with The Grind Date. But the first 4 are classics in my eyes. And man, yeah, De La is amazing. I thought of a great comparison. Uncle's like, ooh. I was like, when it comes to the Dungeon family, we just talked about them last week. Outkast is Tribe and Goody is De La.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And I don't know. I love all 4 of them. And when Native Tongues, like I always tell my uncle this, and he said this. He said if the Native Tongues album came out in '93, it could have been one of the greatest hip hop albums ever made. And I said, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. It's crushing. He calls himself Trugoy because he loves yogurt, spelled it backwards. De La Soul, in Spanish, it means from the soul. You got Pasta Noose, plug 1. Dave Trugoy, plug 2. And DJ Maceo, plug 3. They call themselves that because in the mixture, there's 3 inputs when you plug the mic in or whatever. So, for y'all knows that don't know that, just keeping y'all educated. But yeah, man, De La Soul, diehard fan. And we're reviewing the 1993 classic in my eyes. Turns 30 years old this year. Buhloone Mindstate. The last album produced by DJ Paul, Jesus Christ, Prince Paul.
It happens.
Excuse me. You got all that information thrown into your brain. There's so many artists, But Prince Paul, Stetsasonic, De La, Gravediggers, a fucking legend. But yeah, fucking iconic hip-hop group. How about you, Vod? When did you get down with De La, brother?
Yeah, they're one of those like all-time classic groups. I think like no matter where you're from or where you're at, like they're known. You know what I mean? They're up there with like LL Cool J, Run DMC. You know what I mean? Public Enemy, NWA. You know what I mean? They're on that level. People know who De La Soul are. And Free Fight High and Rising, the singles off that, Me, Myself, and I, and I Know, and the Magic Number, all those
love
songs.
That shit.
Like those are songs that get played on the radio now. You know what I mean? Like even before, like obviously the sad news, like you would hear those songs every once in a while, and that's pretty big. Those songs have really stood the test of time, and I remember hearing. Me, Myself, and I, that was definitely the first De La song I heard, because I remember just back in like late 90s, early 2000s, every once in a while you caught like an older hip-hop song, and Me, Myself, and I was that immediately kind of catchy, with the iconic Just Knee Deep Funkadelic sample. Love that. And obviously when De La first broke out in the late 80s, they were so different from everything else. Like they really stood out, just offering a completely alternate sort of take on hip hop, and they opened the doors for a lot of artists. Obviously, you have the likes of Ice-T and NWA and stuff like that. That was hard, and then you had like BDP and Public Enemy, who were like political but still hard. You know what I mean? De La were just completely like on another tip. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Just like, and I mean, obviously with that album, Free Fight High and Rising, they had that kind of like flower power, like hippie kind of image, which they ended up hating. You know what I mean? They ended
Oh
up
yeah.
ditching that. Coming out with De La Soul is Dead, and I just really appreciate. They're one of those groups where like they evolve with each album, and I really dig that about them. And the album that we're going to talk about today is super like jazzy. You know what I mean? That's kind of like
Yeah.
the main kind of feel of it, and I mean, I got in obviously like Free Feet High and Rising was the first album that I heard, but this was actually the second album I heard because what's really dope is that I actually found the Breakadawn CD single in a charity shop about 6-7 years ago.
That's dope.
And yeah, it has actually a really dope remix of it as well, and the B-side was On Focus, which is also on the album. So I actually heard that Breakadawn, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I need to pick up Buhloone Mindstate right away, and that's what I did. So yeah, that was actually my second De La album, was Buhloone Mindstate.
Hell yeah, man. De La, like you mentioned, you had Public Enemy, Raiders jackets, hats, Dookie gold chains, R.I.P and Rakim. Rakim represent that 5% Nation shit with the
Yeah.
jacket on the back. That's the star, the Dapper Dan fly shit. NWA, black, gold chains, Jerry curls. De La look like they shopped at fucking Savers, which is like a charity shop around here. You would call that in Europe,
Yeah.
right? Like if you look at like the 3 Guy and Rising era. Yeah, so different. They stood out, man. And such an incredible group. This saying of you don't know what you have until it's gone is so true. Because when I went back and listened to these boys, I'm like, yo, I worship these niggas. Took me back to my childhood and teenage years, Fucking love De La so much, man. And we're reviewing, to me, a classic album. Buhloone Mindstate turns 30 this year, man. So happy to do this. An unfortunate situation, but you get the intro, Buhloone Mindstate. You get someone blowing a balloon and the group saying it might go up, but it won't go pop. And that sample was like Cypress Hill used that.
Yeah. When
Where
the
was
shit
it?
goes
And the
down,
shit, you
you
better
better
get
be
ready.
ready.
Yeah. And the meaning to this is so fucking dope. Like they might blow up, but they're not gonna sell out. I fucking love that. So Buhloone Mindstate, so dope. Really short intro, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's a dope intro. It kind of sets the scene well because it definitely has like a kind of dark jazzy feel, which sort of you know fits in with what the rest of the album's gonna have, sonically. And like you said, that sort of slogan that they might blow up, but they're not going to go pop. That's kind of like a running theme that you'll hear throughout the album on several different songs too. With De La, they like having like a sort of like a running theme throughout their albums. Free Food High and Rising had like that quiz show that was like running throughout and stuff like that. They're always sort of thinking outside the box. And obviously around that time, there was quite a lot of commercial hip hop and the idea of like, we could cross over and become large. EPMD, their biggest hit was called Crossover, and it was about that. At that time period, it was very tempting for a lot of young artists to go for the money, but no, De La, they're sticking to their, what's true to them. They're just saying, we're gonna do dope music, and if it's gonna be popular, that's dope. But we're just gonna stick to what we do, and that's dope. Always respect that.
Hell yeah. Before I forget, Vod, I want to say it's so sad that there are 6 albums that are not on streaming is going to be available March 3rd, 2023, and Dave ain't going to see it, man, because I support streaming all the way, and this new generation can get into De La. He ain't going to see that, which is sad, because they've been fighting forever to get that on streaming. So, yeah. So,
Absolutely.
all y'all listen to these amazing albums come March 3rd. All right. Next, we get Eye Patch. Man, I love the funky beat on here. Posthumous and Dave go back and forth, doing their 1-2. Paz mentions how dudes be impregnating girls carelessly. Then Maceo called out some whack rappers who dissed them, and he's like, "And y'all still whack, you know? Dope shit." Eye Patch is dope, man. Short, sweet, dope. I fucks with it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this song is kind of still feels like an intro to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's like
short.
a shorter song. Yeah, and but yeah, it's definitely like a dope sort of like reintroduction to the group. Yeah, I like the beat on here, like the kind of sample, kind of funky guitar work on here sounds really good. And yeah, it's just like a kind of dope way to kick off the album. Not much more else to say about it apart from that. It's not like an ultimate like highlight, but it's a dope way to kick off the album for sure.
Oh yeah. Now we get what Vod mentioned earlier in Focus, featuring Dress from Black Sheep. He just talks really, and Shorty No Mask. Shorty No Mask is all over this motherfucker.
Yeah.
She's this light skinned chick that was in like the Ego Tripping Part 2 video. But absolutely love the production. Pod sets it off. Well, Dres really just lends in some backing vocals. Dave has a dope verse on here. Also ends the track off well. Shorty No Mask just does some talking on here. And like I mentioned, I said that was a chick from the Ego Tripping 2 video. But yeah, dope shit. I rocks with it.
Yeah, I really like this song. It's one of my favorite beats on the album for sure. I love that sample. I think it's the same sample that Master Ace used previously for the song Music Man, the first track of Take a Look Around. I think it's the same beat, but yeah, I love that. Just knocking kind of boom bapish kind of stuff. Yeah, just immediately just sounds awesome. And yeah, I mean, I think all the verses on here are really good. Like the thing that I really like about De La is just how like creative they are. You know what I mean? Just the things that they say. Both Trugoy and Pastanuce, like they just don't say things that other rappers would say. You know what I mean? They were just on a different level. And yeah, this is like a good example of that. Just how they, they're floating over the beat and just yeah, like an example is like when Trugoy says. What is it he says? He says, it's a roller coaster when your shit's burnt toast. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like a weird, like, something that just kind of makes you think. But yeah, no, I just, overall, it's a dope song. Again, one of my favorite beats on the album. It's kind of like a highlight for that reason alone. And like you said, Drez is on there, but it's kind of like a cameo more than anything else.
Yeah.
I like the little kind of skit that's later on where they say, I'm with my man Pass. Pass. Oh yeah, Positive K. I thought that was kind of funny. Messing.
Got a man.
Yeah, that he was a little bit big around that time. Obviously not that big, but that was like his big single. Yeah, I have that album. I don't really remember much about it. The '92 album. Yeah, it's not a great album cover though. That Positive K.
He's like pointing, isn't he? Like he's pointing.
Yeah, it's very cheesy, very very cheesy. But
not gonna lie to you, Vod, but I told you before, like my mother taped a lot of videos too, and that's one she taped.
Oh
and,
yeah,
I seen that a lot, and I love the song. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it's not bad at all. Yeah, don't get me wrong for sure. But yeah, on Focus, yeah, just a dope track. What can I say? It's just another, yeah, just a really solid track in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Now I get a song I love because Vod mentioned jazz. This is jazzy to the core. Patty Duke.
Yeah.
Patty Duke featuring Guru, Baldhead Slick himself, Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal, one of our favorite MCs of all time from the Almighty Gangstar. Guru does his thing on here, smoothly on the chorus, running through the trenches. It's the Patty Duke. It's the Patty Duke. I love that shit. De La Soul talking about how the mainstream uses black culture without giving props. I love that, which happens to this day, unfortunately. And I love when Pa said, I seen them infiltrate into the masses. And when they're leeching, shoot them all in their asses. I fucking love that. And Paz is my favorite member of De La. Dude's dead nice. I love the samples of the 5 Hot Beats movie on here. Love that fucking film. That's a staple in black culture. You never seen it? Check it out. Love it. It's a black R&B group from the 60s and 50s, kind of like Temptations. And they sampled the part where they get signed and they wanted white boys to be on the album cover instead of the actual group. This racist ass record industry bullshit. And I think Leon, who played Above the Rim as Birdie's brother, was like, when the Percy got some black boys on his record or something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
So good. And that movie's great. Vod, it's amazing. There's funny parts in that movie that you would pick out for sure. It's a great film. So
yeah, definitely check it out.
That's great. Yeah, Patty Duke, excellent track for me.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely one of the highlights. I definitely think this could have been single, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, you can picture the video too.
Definitely, yeah. Like you said, has Guru on here. This is like Jazzmatazz era Guru. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Absolutely. Like this sounds like it could have been on that album for sure. Yeah, he just sounds perfect over jazzy production. Just that simple chorus. He just sounds so dope. And yeah, really, really dope stuff. And yeah, I really like the sample at the start where they say, they accept our music as long as they can't see our faces. Like that's crazy.
yeah,
Um, my favorite part of the song lyrically is when Posdnuos says, "White boy Roy cannot feel it, but they're the first to try and steal it." That's
yeah. That's so true.
yeah. Obviously, the white man like often, they look at black music and they don't get it, they don't understand it, but they know that they can, basically take advantage of it and
Get some profit
repackage
off
it
that
as
shit.
something else. Exactly.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, great sort of conscious track on here. And yeah, just the production is phenomenal on this as well. Just yeah, I love that jazzy production. They sound great over it. And yeah, like I said, one of the highlights on the album, and I think it's definitely could have been a single. I love towards the end as well when Guru is like, "I'm not the one to fuck with," this just sounds
yeah.
so cool. One of the greatest voices in hip hop for sure, like we mentioned before. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite songs in the album, Paddy Duke.
Oh yeah, Patty Duke is that shit. And then the next track, I Be Blowing, Maceo Parker, from Funkadelic. I guess that's where DJ Maceo got his name to pay tribute. And they have the jazz musician Maceo Parker just playing instrumental piece on here. It's a nice piece. It's great jazz music. I love the horns, but I skip it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I went on listening, skip it this time because I'm writing notes. But regular one listening to Blue Mindstate, yeah, it's getting skipped. But it's a dope piece.
Yeah, I really like it. I actually think it's really good. I
Can you hear
guess
me,
the
Val?
only thing with yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you fine. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, breaking up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's better now.
I hear it now. I hear it
Okay.
now, brother.
Okay. Yeah, all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I like this song a lot. My only thing is that maybe it could have been placed slightly differently on the album. I think this would have maybe been good at the end, possibly. But then again, there is a song that we'll have later on that actually uses basically the same instrumental. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, I really like I Be Blown. It's a lovely, jazz piece. It's filled with atmosphere and just great musicianship from Maceo Parker. And yeah, no, I really do like the song. It's just ripping in atmosphere. And, I do like jazz music in general. I believe Maceo Parker was involved with Paddy Duke as well. I think he was a part of that. So it sort of makes sense that they kind of link into each other. But yeah, no, I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like the song. I think it's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Then I got Long Island Wildin' featuring Sky Dara and Pa Kanataki. I can't say these niggas' names, bro. You know, they like got some Japanese MCs rhyming on here. I never listened to this shit, but a dope Public Enemy sample. You know, that's all I can say, really.
Yeah, it's like an interlude, basically,
Yeah.
and De La, they love their skits and their interludes, don't
Oh, they
they?
do.
Yeah, it's probably like, yeah, no, it's not really a highlight on the album. I don't really have anything to say about it. It's just something a bit weird, you know what I mean? It's like a curveball on the album. I guess it's just kind of to break things up a little bit, but yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it personally.
Ongo takito takata. I don't like that shit. Skip it. But I love this fucking record. But that's oof. But next
Yeah.
we get a fucking Jesus Christ, an amazing song throughout the group's whole career. Ego Tripping Part 2. Absolutely love this song to death. Incredible beat. This is De La, parodying braggadocio MCs. They take shots at Tupac in the video,
Hmm.
making the mocking the I Get Around video. I love how classic hip hop songs get mentioned on here. like BDP, The Bridge Is Over. Give the drummer some Ultramagnetic MCs. When Dave says I changed my pitch up, smack my bitch up,
Mm-hmm.
that's Ego Trip in the song title as well is even taken from Ultramagnetic. I love when Pa says, I don't sassafras, I put the foot up their ass. I love that shit. Big Daddy Kane and No Half Step in this gets a mention here as well. Shorty No Mask and some back end vocals on here. That screaming is iconic, bro. So fucking good, you know? And I love the end. Tripping down the fucking stairs. Oh, it's classic, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is one of those
Classic.
songs that's as soon as it comes on, it's you just in a good mood. That's kind of how I feel about it,
Yeah.
Just kind of love the kind of like laid back kind of feel to it, you know what I mean? Just smooth as hell. Really enjoy just listening to this song, vibing to it. And like you said, those screams at the start, just so immediately like catchy and sort of like it's sort of like a 1-2 punch, you know what I mean? Because the song is like smooth to begin with, and then you hear this crazy yelling in your face, it's crazy. But it works really well. And of course I have to mention, Nada sampled that, for Scream, later on Do You Believe in God? Yeah, I love that. And then the song overall is just really dope. Like you said, I love all the little references in there. You know what I mean? They even got like white lions on there, something like a phenomenon, got that in there. They even reference potholes in my lawn, you know what I mean? They mentioned that song in there.
Yeah.
They Reminisce of You, they dropped that in there too. It's just really, really dope song. And I just great song, great choice of a single too. Just a fun track to listen to. I love vibing out to it. And I know like obviously Tupac wasn't very happy with the parody in the music video, but it didn't stop Pac from giving De La props on the Old School. He was saying, back when De La was putting potholes in the game, he still gave him props. So yeah.
Dini had it popping on the booty getting buzzed. I'm fucking out. I worship that record. Let me tell
Oh
you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was reading earlier as well. Let's see, it was on their Genius page. It was about Tupac's sister said if that's he basically Pac loved them, and he didn't understand why they were taking shots like that. Apparently he was just really annoyed about it.
Yeah, I'll be too, man. She's just no denying that they're taking shots. No denying. Shout out to Essential. That's Pac's sister. Yeah, I'm a Pac stan, bro. Documentaries and all that's how I found that shit out. But yeah, man, what a song. And next we get a little skit. Paul's Revenge. Prince Paul on the phone talking about the Sauce, dissing him for not giving him credit for producing for Slick Rick. Also said he hates the Sauce as well, so I just like how they put that on there. But it's not, like I said, again, skits for me on any album, boop, boop, depends what it is, but this is a skit for me. Obviously, it's a fucking skit,
Yeah, and it doesn't help as well if it's a phone call. Those aren't easy on the ear. They don't sound great. It's okay. I kind of appreciate its placement on the album. At least it's nice and short. It's not going to waste too much time. So
yeah. Whew, the next song, Novada, I fucking worship this song. So fucking good. 3 days later, absolutely love the beat. Pos News talks about hiring at a chick named Crystal. End up hooking up. He gets burned after smashing her. That's never good. Dave tells us the tale of smoking some bud. He's about to go shopping when he gets stopped by a stick-up kid. End up getting shot dead from the stick-up kid. I must say that I truly adore the rhyme scheme they use on here. It was 30 after 9 and I was lounging. Taking on some hook because I was pounding. I fucking love this song so much. It's fucking gold. So good. This is their Midnight Mirage to me, bro. Seriously. Worship this fucking record. Love this album so much. Great song.
Yeah, 3 days later is great. I love the jazzy production on here again, just super smooth and like great storytelling from both of them. I always enjoy these kind of tracks that deal with like real subject matter and relatable for a lot of people. Either you've heard of this kind of stuff happen or it may have happened to you. Like yeah, obviously, this stuff is, to be looked out for. When Poston Nurse is talking about getting burned and having to see the doctor, like that's, that can happen to anybody. And
Anybody.
yeah, with Trugoy, with him getting killed at the end, it's like, that stuff happens too. It's, pretty rough. But yeah, like you said, love how they put it together. And just, it's great to have, De La flexing their storytelling skills, because they're great at that. So yeah, no, definitely a really dope song on the album. And again, the production is fire too. Yeah, really, really good stuff.
I love this song. Shut up. Social beat. I gotta shout out the R.I.P hat. Got to, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got to.
Nothing but love for that.
I'm thinking Vibe Track out over here. You already know the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing fucking song. Then we get Area. Dope ass beat. Tilt the Prince Paul on that one, and De La. Paul and Dave talking about different area codes and the happenings they run into when they use different parts of New York and other cities as well. They even touch on getting into a brawl. Dope ass fucking song, which is a true story. And on a skit they mentioned it on De La Soul's Dead as well. Like they would thump, like niggas would think they were soft because of the fucking hippie shit.
Mm-hmm.
They used to thump all the time, and yeah, no matter where you go, you get beef. That's what I take it as. But dope ass song, love the storytelling. The area is fire.
Yeah, and this is another song for me where I love the beat for it. I think the beat for it's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Just that kind of like that little groove that it has. You know what I mean? It's just really catchy. Doom, 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 doom. It's really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they sound great over it. Just yeah, it's another song where I just enjoy kind of vibing out to it and hearing them rap. Like Poston Nurse and Trugoy, like their chemistry is phenomenal. Like they're up there as far as like, people obviously talk about De La as a group, but like as far as like rapping duos go, like they're great. They're phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, not much else to say about it apart from that. You kind of covered it well, but yeah, I think it's another very dope song on the album.
Hell yeah, bro, that's my shit. And what next we get? I Am I.B. What Vald has mentioned before. We get the I.B. Blowing beat again, and man, dope as hell. Paz does his thing on here, straight up spitting knowledge. I love when he said, "Figure than a fist of kids." Speaking that they're black when they're just niggas trying to be Greek. That's some fire shit right there. Then Dave spits a dope verse on here. A bunch of native tongues land their vocals on here, just talking like, Q-Tip, Busta, Drez. I think I read that Chip Fu Schnickens is on that bitch.
Oh wow.
But yeah, dope track. I fucks with it heavy. Glad they made use to that beat,
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of it's the same beat, but it doesn't have the saxophone solo over the top of it. So yeah, it just kind of allows them to go over it. And yeah, like I love the kind of consciousness and the lyrics of this track. And yeah, it's really really dope. I like where Poston says that he's he says that he's an early bird, but the feathers are black. And so the apples that I catch are usually all worms. It's a really interesting lyric, And he even mentions like from a worm who plays groupie and spreads around the bad germ. You know what I mean? It's kind of touching on what they were talking about earlier. About people getting burned and stuff like that. Yeah, really, really, interesting stuff. Lyrically. And like you said, it was really dope that I like that they were able to kind of reuse that beat from earlier into an actual song. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, this is another highlight on the album for me, just as far as like lyrically. I think it's one of the best songs lyrically on the album. And I'll give mention to Trugoy as well. Like he did a great job, with his verse. I like where he says, I read diction from the second page. I got the 1-2 gauge. You know what I mean? It's sort of like saying like, yo, I read, but at the same time, I kind of, got the 1-2 gauge. I kind of like that, maybe not even literally, but just like the fact that it's kind of like an iced tea, kind of like Lethal Weapon thing. It's like the lethal weapon's your mind. That's kind of what I get from that. I'm reading, but because of that, I've got, the ultimate knowledge. That's kind of what I get from that. But yeah, no, just really, really dope song for me. I Am I.B. And I like all the little cameos, I guess you could call them, in the background too.
I am Busta Rhymes. Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah.
I am shorty. I am 4'11".
You hear
Fire.
that like 20 times, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So come on, girl, chill.
Yeah, everyone else gets like one mention and yeah.
Facts. Oh my god. What next? Yo, In the Woods. Fuck. Featuring Shorty No Match. Actually got a verse this time. Absolutely love this song. Dave and Shorty trade some bars on here. Pasta News says some of the illest shit of his whole career on here for me personally. I've been styling abstract since Loose Leaf was the shit. Catchy breathing on Diane's with the gangsters outdated. Fuck being hard. Pasta News is complicated. That shit is hard, bro.
Yeah, it's funny because he says fuck being hard, but that is hard. You
Yeah,
know?
I just still like it. The way he said complicated, like it's
Yeah.
hard but complicated. I love that choice of wording. Love that shit. Um, just amazing because I freak MCs with Rhythm Rock Live. Come on, man. I'd rather point up. No, what he said because I freak MCs because Rhythm Rock Live. Then Shorty Nomad said, "I'd rather put a pistol at your head and try to burst it." Oh my god, I love that shit, man. Just a dope fucking song. Shorty does her thing on here as well. Dope Maceo scratches. Fucking fire. Love this song. In the Woods. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely a dope track. In my opinion, this is like the darkest, like hardest beat on the album too. You know what I mean? It's very
Yes.
boom bapish, you know what I mean? Has that kind of vibe. And yeah, I mean, I like the part that you quoted too, just because like he says fuck being hard, but like the way he says it, it is hard. You know what I mean? It's like I just thought that was, really cool. And I like when he says frequencies, because I freak MCs. I like how he did that. It's pretty dope.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely like another really dope song on the album. And again, like I said, just love the overall kind of vibe of it. Like this is like a dark kind of boom bapish kind of song. And yeah, I think it's just another really, really dope song on there.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. And the amazing shit keeps continuing because
Oh
next is
yeah.
a single and it's fucking beautiful. I watch this whole fucking week and I love this shit. Breakadawn. Absolutely love this song. Just love Pasta News flow on here. Tallying the score for the shotty in the jacket. For the brother, he's a nigga when he packs it. Fucking fire, bro. Dave flows like water on the track as well. Just perfection. Both of them are just incredible. Plug one and plug two, Pasta and Trugoy, just fucking great. Breakadawn, the beat, doom, 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 doom. Just fantastic. Love this shit so much. Reminds me of my childhood like a motherfucker. Absolutely love this song, bro. 5 mic track, Breakadawn. So fucking good.
Absolutely. I mean, this is probably my favorite song on the album. I know it's like the main single and all that, but it's just absolutely phenomenal. Love the overall vibe of it. I love the I want to
Yep.
all the way through it. That's dope. But yeah, just the kind of laid back kind of vibe. I just love it so much, and they sound phenomenal over it. Saying lines like when Trugoy says, late and low and late night I get cess, unconditioned my ways and of the everyday sunset, just fits perfectly with that production, those kind of lyrics. And I mean, it's just a wonderful song. Pasta News says, salutations to the nation of the Nubians. We're about to place you in the free food stew again. I like that. That's so just the overall one of those songs. You can tell it's amazing choice for a single because it's just one of those songs that when as soon as you first hear it, you hear those samples, break it down. That's an immediate like earworm hook right there. Love that sample, amazing stuff. And they both float over it wonderfully. I love when Pasta News also says, there's no shiny happy people in the crew, we play rough, obviously referring to the REM song that was big around that time period. And also acknowledging the fact that they were probably still like pigeonholed as like the hippie like group at that stage, even though they had already tried to kind of distance themselves from that image. But yeah, they're just sort of like reinforcing it again. It's like, we play rough, and towards the end of the verse, Pasanu says, I'm going to let you know once again, for De La Soul is sure to show you we will hit the charter harder than the normal rapping fool. I just, amazing song. Definitely, I agree with you, like a 5 Mic song. One of my favorites, if not my favorite song on the album.
It's my favorite song on the album for sure, bro. I gotta say.
Yeah, for sure.
Incredible. Breakadawn. Fantastic, fantastic song. Now we get Dave Has a Problem. Seriously, just that. Fuck, man.
He does on this track.
Dave, Trugoy is saying hello and is moaning, and it's fucking terrible. Instant skip.
It's really bad.
And some of the skits, well, all of them on fucking. Only skits I like are on fucking De La Soul is Dead for the most part, but on 3 Feet High, oh my god, they're terrible.
Yeah, what's really lets that album down for me. Yeah, for sure.
Maceo has dandruff.
Imagine if we did that in the middle of our podcast,
Mikey has dandruff.
Mobility 1 has dandruff.
Oh, that's fucking great. But I was thinking, I like 3 Feet High, but fucking hell.
Yeah, no, because we'll talk about that after we finish.
I'm definitely down. I'm down. Yeah. Then we get fucking dope ass track to me, man. Stone Age featuring Biz Markie, the legendary Biz Markie. Incredible boom bap production on here. This is amazing. Biz does some dope beatboxing on here. Shorty No Master on here again, doing backing vocals. Again, Dave and Paz's flows on here are effortlessly dope, Chocolate Nubian girls flock to it. You feel me? Oh, man. Dope ass track and a dope closer. Love this fucking song. Stone Age featuring Biz Markie.
Yeah, dope song. Really like the intro. You got Biz Markie beatbox, and then also that I'll beatbox. I just love that.
Yeah, I love that.
Really cool way to start off the song. And though actually, personally, I would actually switch this with Breakadawn. I actually think Breakadawn would be better as an album closer. I don't know if that's crazy.
Oh no, that ain't crazy. That's perfect.
Yeah, because usually like lead singles don't really work as like album closers.
That's what I said on my Corn Fall Leader review, even though it's different genre. But yeah.
Yeah, but I think in this case it would work. Even though, don't get me wrong, I like Stone Age. Definitely a dope song. Really nice to have Biz Markie on here. R.I.P. to him as well. It's really sad. Yeah, it's sad that realizing like all of our like great like icons, they're going away. It's really it sucks, man. But yeah, no, definitely a dope song, and like you said, like a dope way to leave off the album. But I personally would flip it with Breakadawn because I just love. Breakadawn has that like wonderful, like smooth kind of like outro kind of vibe, while Stone Age kind of just like that classic kind of punchy kind of boom bapish kind of beat. But definitely a dope song. The fact that it's called Stone Age as well is probably a reference to Daisy Age, because that was like the last like proper track of 3 Feet High and Rise, and I know there was a plug tune and remix at the end, but like that was the last kind of proper song. So I guess this is kind of like a reference to that too. But yeah, no, definitely a dope song and a good way to leave off the album for sure.
Hell yeah. There you have it. De La Soul is Dead. Buhloone Mindstate turning 30 years old this year, 1993. And like we do on every episode, we give our top 3 songs and we rate it with the Sauce 5 Mic Classic rating. So it's a 4.5 for me. Strong 4.5. Second favorite De La album after Sticks is High. Incredible album. They did a fantastic job on this. Top 3 songs: Breakadawn, Ego Trippin' Part 2, and In the Woods. Hands down. I got 2 singles on my top. 3, there's no explanation for that. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Absolutely love it. Love De La so fucking much. Childhood, teenage years for me. And yeah, man, so fucking happy to actually have these on physical because niggas are savages. Not only was De La out of print already, but you know how these culture vultures are. That means any fucking race. Just putting this shit up for like $50 a pop on nigga, you feel me? So, whack as fuck. So
Yeah.
whack, corny as fuck. But yeah, De La incredible. And what's dope about this VOD, they're releasing their shit again physically, all
Oh,
of it.
nice.
So yeah, I might scoop out 3 Feet High and Rising because I hope it's remastered because it's low for me anyway. It's low.
Yeah, I
So
think it is. Yeah, I
yeah,
think De La
89.
Soul's Dead is pretty quiet as well, from what I
Yeah, it
remember.
is. They didn't
Yeah,
start getting bombastic until this album. And
yeah, for
Stakes
sure.
is High. They sound Stakes High is like one of the best sounding records. But
Hmm.
yeah, De La Soul, man. From the soul, fucking, I worship De La so much. R.I.P. Trugoy. Plug 2. I will be doing a special De La video the day everything goes on streaming March 3rd. So keep a lookout for that.
Nice.
Yeah. And there you have it, man. What's your thoughts on this record, Vaughn?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. Like, I love this. I always appreciate albums with variety, and this album has a bit of everything in it. It has,
Yeah.
consciousness to it. It has still has some of the humor in there with some of like, just interesting sort of phrases and rhymes on there. But it's got even a little bit of hardness here and there, and like, yeah, just love the overall kind of jazzy feel throughout the entire record. The fact that they got like the likes of Maceo Parker that actually play on there is pretty dope. And yeah, I mean, I think another thing as well is that I found that Posthumous and Trugoy got better as they went on, rhyming wise and rapping
Oh,
wise.
yes.
Like, if you go back and listen to 3 Feet High and Rising, they're very monotone on that album. They hadn't fully like come out of their shell yet. I think I think they improved, and they sound phenomenal on this album. Really, really good. And production wise, Prince Paul and De La, they work together, and wonderful production throughout this album. And there's nothing really bad on it apart from like a couple of skits that we could do without, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And I'll give it props for this. Like, this album is an easy listen. It's only 48 minutes. Most De La albums, they're pretty long. This one
Yeah.
is like pretty short, and I like that about it. It's a really easy listen. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm going to give it 4.5 as well. There's nothing whack as far as like actual music goes. It's all really good in my opinion. But yeah, just a few kind of skits that kind of let it down a little bit, but not massively. You know what I mean? It's just a little thing. But yeah, no, it's a really, really good album for sure. My top 3 songs are going to be Breakadawn, Paddy Duke, and I'm gonna have to go with Ego Tripping as well. But yeah,
Incredible.
amazing stuff, all the way through for the most part. Like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those albums. I was listening to it. I think I listened to it like 4 or 5 times this week. It's just really good.
Likewise, a
Yeah.
lot. I love that shit a lot. Let's go to Last FM real quick. So I'll tell you how many times I listened to them.
Shout out to Last FM.
Yeah. Shout out to Last FM. Shout out to Crap put me on.
Yeah.
I listened to De La as a whole 186 times.
Damn.
And I listened 45 plays from Buhloone Mindstate. I run it back a lot.
Yeah. It's easy to do that with. It's one of those albums that you can easily just kind of stick it on again, I think.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll quickly
man.
mention as well that CD
brother?
single I have of Breakadawn. It has a really good remix of it called the Fonset Power Radio Mix. It's like a slightly kind of more upbeat vibe to it. It's a little bit more, I guess, poppy for lack of a better word, but it still has that same kind of like smoothness to the original. It's really good. It's a really good remix. But yeah, no, I'm really happy that I found that CD single. It's really dope.
Hell yeah. All the 3 Feet High and Rising's cassette re-releases are all sold out. All the vinyls are sold out. The CDs are still in stock. So they just put up De La Soul is Dead. The tape and CD are in stock, but the vinyl's not even there. I don't see it, but
Wow.
dog, bet your bottom dollar. When Buhloone comes out, I'm getting that bitch on vinyl, bro.
Oh yeah.
And Stakes is High. I cannot wait for that one. Oof. I worship Stakes is High so fucking much.
Are they doing anything like crazy with the vinyl as far as like the way it looks, or?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that different colors for like 3 Feet and High. I don't know about De La Soul's Dead. If De La Soul's Dead, they didn't put the vinyl up for it. It sold out that quick.
Yeah.
I don't know because they just put it up. People are just fucking crazy,
I can imagine like 3 Feet having like pink and yellow or something.
Let's share it right now, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking. It's all sold out, but Get On Down is amazing. They're from Massachusetts, so gotta love them.
a Buhloone Mindstate like splattered like green kind of vinyl.
Water,
That'll look
like a watery, wavy vinyl.
yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fucking ill. Got one of Mac shown right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Classic.
nice.
Yeah. Let me see. I probably have to type it in. I was trying to get Stillmatic, like I told you, that it just sold out instantly. There you go, De La Soul. They got the CD, but I don't see the vinyl in sight. Let me see if they got the. CD for 3 feet. The 3 Behind Horizons vinyls were fucking beautiful.
I take it the CD for 3 feet. It's just the CD on its own. Like it doesn't have the. My version has the second disc with like all the B sides and remixes and stuff.
Yeah, I have the real old one.
Oh, okay.
See, sold out.
Yeah, and it's pink vinyl. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a blue one too. I'm pretty sure, but they're all sold out. Every last one of them is sold out. The tapes look fucking fire. Even the Black Standard is sold the fuck out, bro. That sucks. I'd love to have that.
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when Buhloone and Stakes is High come out, I'm getting it. Shout out to Alan. This is my boy. He's from Europe. Said I still have my De La Soul albums, 12 inches on vinyl, all in mint condition too. I think I seen you on Hood's show, my nigga. You were showing off some classics, some Biz Markie shit too, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Alan. He's a real dude. Good dude. Gonna put on some De La tonight. You go, Resin. They're my favorite groups of all time, Native Tongue shit. But yeah, that's one of my, like, I gotta be on my job VOD when that shit comes out on vinyl.
Oh yeah, because people are buying those quick. Yeah.
Even when Dave was alive, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy, brother. So next week, we go to San Diego. Jail felony. What you gonna do?
I can give it to you. So what you gonna do with it?
Yeah, underrated shit. So
we'll I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, because no one talks about it. You can't find one Jail
no
felony review. You know?
Yeah.
Is it a remaster? That's what I'm hoping. I don't want to call you an eye boy. I don't know what to call you, my guy. I'll call you Pusha T profile pic. I'm hoping it is. It better be. Because, like we said, 3 feet's low as fuck. I know 4-track remix 12 is quality too. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all of y'all. Love y'all niggas, man. And we'll see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Peace, y'all.
Have a good one.